Hey everybody, it is Tuesday night, June 27th, and we're here celebrating just our last Tuesday in June. And we've got a great call tonight. We're going to learn a little bit more about how to leverage our client site. I don't know if you guys have been popping in to Mod Squad, and I know Dee and Julie, y'all have a strong site. But we're late to the party, but we are rocking and rolling. So I wanted Molly to share a little bit about her expertise around it, and she's been instrumental in getting this thing going. And there's so many things we can do with our client site. So I'm excited to talk about that. But first, we got a new coach in the house. Julie Apple, will you introduce us to Caroline?
Hey guys, can you hear me? I'm on my phone, so I just want to make sure. Okay. So Caroline and I know each other from where we both teach classes here in Charlotte at Core Revolution. Y'all probably see my posts on Facebook. But Caroline was taking my class maybe about a year ago. And so she ended up telling me she taught cycle and different fitness classes in college. So I asked her about teaching at Core with us. So she started teaching and instructing. So we got to know each other that way. And then as we kept talking, she and I talked more and more about the nutrition side, and she ended up becoming a personal trainer as well. And then recently I was actually in a cycle class, and I looked down at my watch and it said, from Caroline, Julie, I really need to talk to you more about the coaching thing with the nutrition. I need to help my clients more. So I of course texted her after class, and so that was that. And she just jumped on board about a week ago. We got her set up, and so she is ready to rock and roll. So if Caroline, you want to share with us what you're excited about and what you're going to be able to help your clients with.
Cool. Oh, okay. You already unmuted. I was like, oh, okay. Hello, I'm Caroline. So yeah, all that stuff is true about Julie. But basically, like, for a while, I remember Julie had all these posts on Facebook and everything of like her clients that were doing amazing with their training and all of this nutrition and everything. And when I saw like all of those transformation photos, I had to find out like how Julie was doing it. I'm like, holy crap, like this is crazy. So I don't know, right now, when I texted her, I was like, okay, so I have multiple clients that have said, oh, you know, why aren't we working my midsection? And I'm like, well, we are, but you see, the way that you lose the weight in your midsection is through nutrition. So like you need to do something about your nutrition first. And they just kind of look at me funny, and I'm like, okay, what can I offer them? And then I remembered that Julie had told me just about like all of her stuff, and I was like, okay, I need to get these people going. Like if they really want to like lose that midsection area, this is how it's going to be. So I'm really excited to kind of dip into my family and friends first, just to kind of like get my training and all of that. Especially with like, and I told Julie and Dee this, but with my mother-in-law who, she's like halfway there, and we're going to get her there. She's like almost to that point of like, okay, I got to do this kind of thing. So I'm going to get her there, and hopefully she'll be like one of my first clients. And then I'll kind of like go to my personal training clients, go to my neighborhood. So I live in a fairly bigger neighborhood, and everybody is on a Facebook page. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many people in my neighborhood that I can help right now. Like I know there's so many. And a couple of them have like messaged me on Facebook already about training. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a perfect opportunity for me to say like nutrition too, like just everything, whole package, let's go. So that's pretty much like everything that I'm excited about. So that's about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Anything you want to add, Julie? 1 second. I need to mute everybody again because the iPhone is, I can't mute it individually. So let me mute, and then I'll take off mute again. Sorry about that. I can't mute. Okay, I've got you unmuted. Anything else you want to add, Julie, to what Caroline said?
I'm just excited for her because it took me so long I watched Dee's transformations and I told Caroline this, I watched for probably 4 or 5 years, Dee's pictures on Facebook, and it just took me that long to finally like be receptive and say, okay, I need some help helping these clients. And so I think it's awesome that Caroline has jumped in so much quicker, and now she does have a practical tool and she can start helping right away.
Yay.
No kidding, Julie. And, it's so wild. I know how your career has transformed having this tool and way to help people. So as cool as it is for our clients to transform, we're more transformed, watching them. So, you're in for a great ride, Caroline. And I think we're just so excited. You seem, like a lot of fun and energetic and bringing the right kind of energy to creating health in this country. So starting with Charlotte. So we're all going to do a road trip, right, Dee?
There we go. Oh, that would be fun.
We need to do a road trip. Yeah, we're coming out of Florida. We're going down to Jacksonville. So we've got to,
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I won't do an RV. No
We
RV.
do have coaches that do that.
But we'll, we can, taxing stuff. All right. Thanks so much, Caroline.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Julie. All right, Molly, thank you so much. Last week we had Liz and Cindy share, and this is the other part of our trifecta. And I said that it's a good thing that I don't have certain skills because I could not do it as well as they did it. So I really love that they created what they wanted, and it is better than I could expect. So Molly has some experience in this area. She's going to tell us how to create and leverage and utilize and the value of our client page. So Molly, take it away.
Oh, well, thank you. That's quite the introduction. You make it sound like I know what I'm doing. Caroline, welcome aboard. We're so glad you're here. And this will be hopefully useful to you because as you're starting your business and you're reminded of the 4 pillars of Take Shape for Life, the health coaching, the habits of health, our nutrition plans, and of course our community. And this topic tonight really addresses how do we create community when we are everywhere across the country. And the people that are here on this call are a testament to a team that can be built without boundaries. So we're glad you're here. The page that I'm going to be referencing is called Mod Squad, Mod being an acronym for More Optimal Days. And I know you have great exposure to community through your team's Facebook page, which is, of course, awesome, and we're learning from each other. Mod Squad was kind of the original page for Team Palace. It got revamped and renamed and regenerated through an effort by Liz Hilton and Cindy Trout and me. So that's why Susan's asked me to speak tonight. I think one of the greatest things that we need to address here, it's not really going to be a technical discussion as much as it is the value of community and the value of participating in Mod Squad or in your team's page on a regular basis. So the value is, because that's one of our pillars, community, we can't let it take care of itself. So when we bring clients into Mod Squad or into our team page, it's much like inviting them to your church or your place of worship or your block party or the party you're having. You've invited somebody in. So what we want to do is be mindful that when we invite somebody in, then we need to show up too. Right? So you wouldn't anymore invite somebody to your party and not be there, or to a friend's party and not show up, right? So it's kind of that mindset. We want to make sure that we're showing up. We don't want to just put people in there and walk away and let other health coaches participate. And we love helping each other, but here's where I think the real value comes in when you're business building. It's a sense of community that you're able to create, but you also want to add value in whatever you're posting. and you want to create engagement when you're posting. So, for example, if somebody has had a tremendous day or week and they've lost a bunch of weight, yes, we want to acknowledge that, but we don't want to just say, congratulations, that's awesome. We might want to say, that's phenomenal. What's your biggest takeaway this week? Engage them to respond. Okay, so that's, yes, we want to be supportive, but we also want to get engagement. The thing that I think is also valuable, I was chatting with Susan about this last night, is one of the things, and I'm sure Dee can attest to this, that when you have community and you're involved in your Facebook page, you're able to identify some things that maybe you wouldn't otherwise identify about people. For example, Caroline is a new health coach. If she was on the client site, she would probably be engaged in a way that signifies, hey, I'm really interested in what's going on. It's not just about my journey, it's about other people's journey. I'm actually, you might be seeing her sharing information and actually doing some health coaching. At which point, as a health coach, you might want to approach that person, encourage them to continue their participation, and ask them if they'd like to explore health coaching because they're really already participating at that level. So it's a way to identify candidates. It's also a way for, if you're not on the page and I see Julie's client is really engaging, and maybe Julie is in the Bahamas for the week, or, for whatever reason, she's not able to engage right now. So it allows me to, maybe step in and answer some questions and then go back to Julie and say, hey, Julie, I'm noticing this particular client is really engaging, and offer what you're noticing. But to that same place of communicating with other coaches, I think a great takeaway is, let's not get into a place of correcting on Facebook. Let's get into a place of, wow, that's super awesome. What are you noticing? And then if a client needs to be corrected or redirected, maybe as a health coach, I could go back to Julie and say, hey, Julie, I'm not sure that your client's aware that some of those choices are going to take her out of fat burn. You might want to bring it up on your health coach call this week. Just giving you a heads up. Rather than correct that client right there on that post, right? Because nobody wants to go to a place where they're going to be corrected all. You know what I mean? It's not, unless they're specifically saying, hey, will this hurt me? Will this impact my journey? Can somebody tell me? They're asking a very specific question. Then I think we're invited to answer that very specific question. But if they're just saying, hey, I decided, I was at this wedding and I'm so excited because I had a slice of cake and I didn't feel like having any more. It was really something great that I noticed. We don't want to respond with, well, that brought you out of fat burn. We want to say, hey, that's a great thing to notice. Congratulations. That's a score. That's a non-scale victory. Okay, so that's all I'm suggesting, is that we watch what people are saying. If they're asking a specific question, I think we're given permission to answer it. Otherwise, we just want to encourage and engage. One of the other things I want to kind of share with you is what drives traffic to the group page. Well, we're all branding ourselves here. Julie brands herself as a health and wellness expert in the Charlotte area and is attracting like-minded people because of the way she lives out loud and the way she presents herself, and she's attracting like-minded people. So when Julie Apple, I'm always like, wow, Julie's got great information, right? So I'm a friend of Julie's on Facebook, on her Facebook page. So when she posts something, I know that Julie has posted something. When Julie posts something in Mod Squad, I'm going to go over and see what she's posting because I think Julie's got good stuff, right? So who you are and how you brand yourself is going to drive that traffic. If people are interested in what you're saying and doing, they're going to go see what you're saying and doing, okay? So kind of keep in mind that we are, I want to say Optavia, right? Because we need to really bring that forward as our new brand. But we are Optavia, but we're also individually branding and being who we are uniquely in the world. And we want to be the type of person people want to hear. So be mindful of that. You can drive traffic to your group page by just being who you are. I think too that adding value in what you post, I think it's fun to be funny every once in a while. Put out a post that people can really relate to. It's okay to put out there and say, I'm a health coach, and guess what? Guess what I'm still working on? I mean, be real, be authentic, make it a page that people want to go to. Let's see. Oh, okay, so this is kind of interesting. I have some friends that are health coaches with other companies. So that's why they get quotes. And I see them being active, and they're passionate, and they're out doing their thing, and they're being healthy, and that's awesome, right? Because they're reaching people. They're personal friends of mine on Facebook. I may see what they're putting out there, and I might go, oh, that's that's pretty powerful. I like what they're putting out there. Now, it would not be smart for me to put that on my personal page, right? Because that health coach and I have a lot of common friends. So I don't want to really repost it to my page. I want to repost that to Mod Squad, because that's a whole different community of friends and support that I have, right? So I will be out in the world looking around and going, hey, you know what? That's a great thing for Mod Squad. I'm gonna move that over here. So I just, I wouldn't put it on my page, because we have too many common people, and they'll just be like, why is she putting it on her page? I just saw that on, Sally's page. So I would put it in Mod Squad though. Okay, does that make sense? I would put it in Mod Squad. The other thing that I've been coaching around is, if you have a page that is kind of a business page, right? And you're putting great stuff out there, I think it's one good approach to consider is the target audience that you're trying to reach in that page are potential clients and candidates, right? You're living out loud and being who you are in the health world, and you're trying to attract people into that. So once somebody in that world becomes a client, you want to make sure that you kind of graduate them into our community, into the right group Facebook page for support, right? Because what you might be putting on your business page doesn't necessarily, all recipes may not be 5-in-1 compliant, for example. You might just be being healthy in the world, and then you want to graduate people. So you do kind of want to be mindful of who you're trying to serve, depending on the page that you're on. So those were just kind of some of the highlights. Susan, was there anything else that you and I chatted about that you wanted me to talk about?
No, I love what you covered. How to drive traffic to the page, and I love what to do with some of the things you want to repost of people's. And it's a great idea to do it because our groups are private. Right,
and that's the other thing I've learned is if I see somebody kind of knocking at the door who's not a client, I have no idea who they are. They just found us, and they're like, hey, I want to be a part of that group. I'll go ahead and send them a friend request, because I now want to know who's looking at us. What are they doing? I'm kind of interested. Okay, so I wonder who they are. So I'll just go ahead and friend request them and see what I get. But I our Mod Squad is really for people that have made the decision to join our community of health, and not just people lurking. These are people who've been committed to our way of being. So hopefully that was valuable.
Yeah, it is valuable. And then maybe, Dee or Julie can address the idea of, do we want to invite people to be lurkers? And what, if y'all have ever done that and what you've experienced. Dee, Julie, do any of y'all have anything around that?
I actually had a client who invited his mom to be part of our group, and I didn't even know it. And then he told me after the fact, and I didn't think about, oh yeah, clients can just invite people that they are friends with. And she started commenting on people's pictures, and she and I had a call together. She couldn't afford it, unfortunately, legitimately could not afford it. But she was so great in our group and was posting and complimenting everybody. And so it just added extra encouragement. And I don't think I even mentioned that to Dee, but I just kind of let it go because I thought this is great to have her extra support and encouragement. So that was one thing I noticed recently. Dee might have some other things. I don't know if we've actually opened it up to just invite other people. What did we decide, Dee?
I don't think we ever made an official decision on it. I'm not really opposed to it. I mean, I know the Global, and her group, she's got like 1,500 people in it because a lot of them are non-clients. I have kind of mixed feelings about it. I have, though, personally invited potential health coaches and potential clients if they wanted to go in, and then we can do once a month. We do a client call for our group, and I've said, if you'd like to hop on our call, I mean, I don't mind. I've told the coaches that. So, I mean, I think that if we think we can make a difference, and if they saw the community that they would want to be a part of it, what's the harm?
Right.
There's the other piece of me that says, how much do you want to be given for free to people? If we think it might make a difference, so kind of on the fence.
I think that's a good point. I think if you want to personally invite somebody that you're working a relationship with to kind of explore a little bit is different than somebody finding our group and wanting to join our group. I think they just are different to me. One is relationship building and the other is more lurking. So I can appreciate that's a great example, Julie, of somebody coming in and really being positive. My only, I guess, concern, it's not that we aren't bulletproof, but I don't want to get into managing people who might come in with a different mindset, than the one we have.
I recently had something. I was just actually looking at new members, and I was having to click on it, and then I saw it was like a former health coach had added recently 7 people. I mean, they must just be personal friends. I just deleted them. It was a former health coach. I'm like, I don't know who this is or why she's adding them. I just deleted them.
That's funny.
So what did you do? She's in your group now?
Yeah, she's still in there. She was a client. She was a coach that never really did anything. So
Right.
I just took the people out. I didn't even address it with her.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and I love what you shared about the correcting people, because to get called out and we don't realize it that we're really doing anything wrong. You're doing it to be helpful, but I think that your point, Molly, coaching as a coach versus teaching is one of our marketing tools, and we teach certain things, but as a coach we are on this journey with somebody. Mm-hmm. And we are learning as we go, and I think being real around that very, very important. We're not the experts. We can lead them to nutrition support as the experts. We can lead them to Dr. Eddie's book as the experts, but we stay pretty partnering with them, if that's the word.
Right.
But I think that's a good distinction you made.
This is also something that I think we need to get in the habit of doing. When you go into Mod Squad, you can go over to view all members. It's kind of like in the upper right part of the screen. So if you see somebody that's, you're just really curious who they're connected to, you can find them in the members list and see who invited them. And that'll help you kind of have an awareness from which direction this person is coming, which I think is always good to have. You can also see, for Dee was just saying, who's new to the group. So you could go in there to the new members list and personally welcome them too. So there are ways to kind of track what's going on.
And I believe that we really got this, the infusion when we did the mods, when we did the focus, it opens it up. We have to open it up to people. Usually you don't have a lot of that, but thanks for that, Molly, about finding out what coming in. But I will say this, that I have had, as a result of Mod Squad and of the focus group and all the activity that's going on, I have had a couple of clients come back. They're seeing a lot, and then now we're having, clients engage each other, and it's really pretty fascinating. Because I really do think when we're doing our own transformation, we get to share it because we're coaches. But if someone's not a coach, they need an outlet to share. Some of their world isn't ready to hear the successes that they're having. So if we can open up a forum for people to express their excitement, enthusiasm, what they're learning, such a value for our clients. Yes, something?
I had an interesting health coach call today.
Oh, wait. Cindy's, go ahead, Molly, and then Cindy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Cindy, I didn't mean to interrupt you. For the first time ever, I had a client tell me today who's re-engaging that they didn't enjoy the Facebook because it made them feel bad that they weren't having the same level of success that other people were having. I was curious if that, how do you respond or how do you manage that, Dee?
Yeah, it's funny. I haven't heard much of that lately, but we did initially got a little bit more negative feedback than I thought, that there were some situations when somebody was celebrating that other people took it bad, and I think that really if somebody shares that with you, we just have to kind of get into the whole like comparison discussion, that comparison is the thief of happiness, it's the thief of joy. And we've got to look at our own individual journey, and part of this is celebrating others when they're happy and encouraging others.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we just have to kind of squash it. Hopefully she didn't put anything negative out there, but yeah, we've had more than, I haven't had anything negative up lately, but at the beginning we did have a couple things that came up.
Good to know.
I like that, Dee. And what I've been doing lately, if I've been posting any success, like great results on the scale and off, and I think I just saw something, one of my clients got into it. She said, I'm in the size 8 jeans. I said, will you post that in Mod Squad? And I just saw a notice come up that she did. So I'm trying to keep it away from exactly the numbers just because, maybe it does. I have had the same thing, but I like the conversation to have.
Yeah, and I think that, and we this is an opportunity area for us, but I know somebody, Nancy Strauss, who she runs a really vibrant client page, and she is very, very transparent. Like, she had a huge weight loss story, and so she will actually post things like, I'm just going to admit, like, I really struggled this weekend. Like, she'll even like be transparent about her own journey. Or, I'm finding a lot of clients are struggling right now. Are you feeling that way? Like, she puts kind of the good, bad, and the ugly out there so that people don't feel isolated. Like, wow, everybody's doing so great, and I'm over here and I can't stick to the 5 and 1. That's, I think, definitely an opportunity area for us on our team. And we do a once a month team call, and we'll try to do topics like, what do you do when you don't feel like doing it anymore? Like, we'll try to find something catchy that people could relate to. But just something to keep in mind, it's just, I think that it's really easy to kind of paint this picture that everything's rosy, but we know this is tough for people.
I like that, Dee. Real good. Cindy, you share something?
I just wanted to share that, the encouragement, to clients to post has really been positive. I have 2 men who never would have thought to post before. And they're having some good victories, but it's totally out of their comfort zone. Something they never, and they've said it to me. I never did that before. And I said, well, this is a private place. It's a very comfortable place, and everybody is on the same journey. So kind of have given. I feel so good that we've given a voice to people who would not go out there and talk about themselves and their victories. So it's pretty cool. Thank you.
Yeah. I love that too. I love it. Well, all right. Well, we need to end. Molly, great call. This is a great, for anyone who wasn't on the call, this recording was very valuable. And Molly, we have a couple of, prayers. One of our new coaches, Ginger Giles' father passed away on Sunday. And so we'll just send out prayers. The funeral's tomorrow. And, it's funny, their business is still growing, and there are, and it's just so cool that we have such a great family. And then our beloved Kristen Mallory is going in for surgery tomorrow. So we want to say, tons of prayers for Kristen and her family. Molly, do you want to share anything? We've got a meal train. Terry, you have a meal train. Do you want to share anything about that, Terry? We can send the link or post the link. I'll get you off. Hold on, let me get you off mute. Yep.
Yeah, I created that yesterday, and she went in and, did her editing on it sometime last night. So basically, and I sent an email just recently to everybody to send to about your girls link, this Lean and Green. So basically, it's mealtrain.com, and there's a link. She posted it on her Facebook. I just saw that she had posted on her Facebook, and we've already got 1 or 2 people already signed up for the meal times. And basically it gives you everything you need to do. You just put what you're going to bring, what day you choose. It has the information on any allergies or any, special needs on there. And then what I didn't do, and I can go back and edit it too, is your girl, remind me her name again, that does Heather, that's right, Heather. You can, if you choose a day and you're not a big cook, or you don't, you're out of town or something like that, you can still choose a day and have Heather make the lean and green that you suggested. You just contact Heather. There's a number, and she can make whatever you would like her to make, and she delivers that too. So just wanted to, put that in there. I did put in the email back to you and replied all to everybody, but there's a lot more people that need to hear that. So I'll go back and edit that in the comment section, basically, so people know that they can do that as well.
Thank you so much, Terry. I just want to, I have a client who started 2 weeks ago, and she was really worried. She's a cook. She loves to cook. And so she started making, then she had her and a friend started together. And she started cooking lean and greens for, getting them from our site and for her friend. And then she just thought that she'll start maybe a service and cook lean and greens for people. So in my fridge, so I said, I'll be your first client. So I've had zucchini lasagna, zucchini enchiladas. Tonight we had gyros, lamb, on tzatziki sauce and cucumber and olive salad. I mean, it's weighed out, 6 ounces. There's chicken curry with cauliflower rice, and it's $10 per meal. If I know, right? And then some of the lamb and the fish, like I had black and mahi tacos on lettuce leaf with fresh, and so and that's 13.
Can you
post I'll post her info. I've taken pictures of everything. It is wonderful. It's fresh. It's my daughter's in heaven. Me and her are having meals, and like I say, she delivers 2 days at a time.
I think that's tomorrow's post in our client groups.
Exactly. And
it's available. Yeah.
But what's so cool for me is that she getting healthy has awakened something in her that she loves and can give service. I mean, who knew, right? So I just love that ripple. And she's really good. I mean, everything's made from scratch, every sauce. And you can taste it. It's clean. You can taste it. Nothing's in there. So anyway, I will post that for her. I'll see how big she wants to scale, and everything like that. But she's been it's been amazing. So
I just got
Go ahead.
I just got a text from Kristen. Many thanks. She's on the phone and not able to participate, but she says many thanks. And tomorrow I will be at the hospital bright and early. Her surgery's at 7 a.m. And I will share all the good news that I'm certain will unfold here.
Well, that's a great way to end it. Thank you so much, everybody. Great call, Molly. And thanks for all your contributions. And our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts and our love are with Kristen.
Thank you.